What's up, guys? Today, fun story today. So I actually was taking my dog to the groomer today, and I listened to a lot of motivational CDs in the car. Tony Robbins is one of the people I listen to. He's awesome. He's just great at motivating people, obviously. He's got a lot of incredible content. So I was listening to him talk about goal setting because I know goal setting is like everybody hates goal setting. And it's like that topic that you cringe at when you go to like a self-development event, whether it's a seminar or you listen to CDs. Like almost every coach, whether, a real estate coach like me, or if it's any kind of coach of any kind, sales coach, whatever, business coach, there's always something about goal setting. And people really just hate the topic of it because nobody wants to set a goal they can't get, because then you look like a failure, or you feel like a failure, even worse. So Tony Robbins actually had a cool way to approach goal setting, and he talks about first, like obviously we all know the people who write their goals down are people who achieve their goals. They're more likely to achieve their goals. I think it's like 80% more likely, or some crazy astronomically high number. But what's cool about what he said I don't really know the name of the speech he was giving, but whatever the soundtrack of what I was listening to, he gave a speech on his speech on goal setting was this. It was like, okay, first you want to write the goal down because we all know that's the part. But here's what's more important. Underneath that goal, you're gonna write 3 to 4 reasons why you're writing that goal. Because sometimes people will write goals to like just because they want to fit in with everybody else. They might write a goal because, I want to reach $5 million in sales as a real estate agent because I want to do this, or because everybody else does, and $5 million is respectable, blah, 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 or $10 million because $10 million is like a really good producer, or $20 million because I'm an all-star super agent producer type person. So, whatever it is, but it's sometimes the ownership of the goal isn't really truly in their heart and in their mind. So, it's not a driving force for them. So like, for me, financial independence was a goal of mine. So so I didn't want to live the reasons why though, because I didn't want to live in my parents' basement forever. I wanted to be able to live on my own. I wanted to live in a house of my own. I wanted to have, live on my own rules. I wanted to have the freedom. I wanted to, okay, the money's there, but, I want to have the freedom. I want to have the time. I want to have control of my schedule. I want to be able to say no if I want to. Like all of these things, these are my whys. They were so important to me that making less than a 6-figure income was never an option. And when I got my real estate license, it was never less than a 6-figure income, because it's the minimum standard for me is that, because I don't want to ever have to sacrifice my freedom or my time, or have to answer to a boss, quote unquote boss, where I have to do something that I don't want to because someone else told me to. Like that is the death of me inside. And that really lights my heart on fire to have to keep the standard that high. That's a really strong why. So when you write your goal, write 3 or 4 reasons why you're doing that goal. Like, are you trying to reach, because it's never about the money. It's never about the money. Okay, you might write, I want to make $100,000, or I want to make $1 million in a year, whatever the financial number is. What is the real reason though? What does that money bring you? That's the why. Is it, do you want to have kids? Or maybe you already have kids and you want to give them a better life than you had. And you want to be able to help your kids achieve their dreams. What's the driving force there? Those are the motivators. So yeah, okay. Or maybe you want to give to a charity. Like if you make $500,000 in a year and you want to give 10% of your income away, cool. That means you get to write a check for $50,000 to some charity, and how much of an impact that will make is so meaningful to you. I mean, I think that's a freaking awesome goal. And people who give to charity are awesome. So I think that's kind of the motivation. So like I said, there's a second part to this though. First part was to write the goal, or the third part to this. First was write the goal down. Second, write 3 or 4 reasons why you want the goal. And the third part of this is write down 3 or 4 costs of not attaining the goal. So if you don't, say whatever it is, say it's like, I don't know, say it's something crazy high. Like you want to make it $500,000 income, or maybe a $250,000 income. Let's just say it's $100,000 income. Let's say you want to make 6-figure income, and what happens if you don't? Do you, like for me, if I didn't do that, if I wasn't financially independent and couldn't operate on my own 2 feet, then I would be stuck in my parents' basement. I'd have to, nothing against my parents, but like, you don't want to be in your late 20s, early 30s, living in mom and dad's basement, because that's not really a sign of, adulthood. So you want to be a functional adult in society. That's what you want to do. You want to get out of the basement. So that's a cost. That would have been a cost for me. A cost of not achieving it would have been like, you've got to live life on your parents' terms still because you're in their house. Or another cost would be, you have to pay rent. If you want to get out of the house, then you'd have to pay rent, and can't live rent free forever. Or you don't have another thing was like, you don't have that feeling of significance, which was important to me because everybody around me was fine. They all had full-time jobs, but I'm just sitting here. What are you going to be, that 24, 25, 26-year-old who was just stuck in your parents' basement against your will because you can't make it in the world? Like, that feeling of significance was important to me. So that was a huge cost. I would lose my self-confidence if I didn't reach this goal, or at least get damn close to it. So write the goal down. We want to write why we want them, 3 or 4 reasons why we want the goal, and then 3 or 4 reasons what are the consequences of not hitting that goal. So those are little goal setting hack, and it is a mind blower of a way to achieve or to write goals down. It changes the dynamic of goal setting entirely, which I think is awesome, because anybody who can make this topic easier, I think is profound in my opinion. So let's wrap that one up for today. I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video.